City rapper faces up to 15 years in prison. A federal jury convicted SleazyWorld Go, real name Joseph Isaac, of illegally possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. Court records say federal agents opened an investigation after Isaac posted more than 30 photos of himself with guns on social media.
Yo, face! Show your face, please! With sugar on top!
Now it seems like no matter how much us lames, aka bloggers, tell the gangsters that posting on social media with guns can get them busted, somehow they still do it and get locked up, but then find a way to blame others for their actions. See, it used to be a time where the gangsters kept everything off social media because we all know it's the easiest way to get a first-class flight to a jail cell. Somehow everything has shifted and all the things that were considered weird is now cool and vice versa. To the point where the gangsters aren't just posting firearms on social media, but they're admitting to bodies, going live incriminating themselves, or putting it in their music. And the feds are eating it all up every time. Despite what some of you may think, the feds are on social media, watching, listening, and they may not strike now, but they're just waiting for the perfect time to do so. And once they do, it's no turning back. Now 28-year-old Joseph Isaac, aka SleazyWorld Go, was arrested and charged with illegal gun possession by the feds. They say he's facing 15 years for one count of a felon in possession of a firearm after being found guilty March 16th of this year and will be sentenced on June 30th. Now, according to reports, the feds started the investigation in June of 2022. Now, it started with them getting an anonymous tip from someone about him possessing guns, all whilst being a felon after he was charged and convicted on armed robbery charges in 2016. Now, this video we're going to get into by 1090 Jake is going to break down how the feds went about catching him after they started the investigation, and one of the reasons I decided to react to this instead of covering it is all because of the countless, senseless mistakes that could have been avoided, which led to his arrest in the first place. Also, everyone's pointing fingers at Sleazy, but nobody's paying attention to how the whole investigation started in the first place. They say an anonymous tip came in, right? And honestly, it could have been an old friend he fell out with that don't really rock with him no more and wanted to get him out the way. Or the one thing that sounds more believable is a woman who he was messing with that probably was bitter, or he fell out with her and she decided to get him in trouble. It sounds crazy, but if you're from the hood, then you know exactly how common this could be. The worst thing you could do is get into it with your lady on parole or probation, because as soon as you do something to piss her off, she start threatening to call your PO and it's over. And a lot of times women just act out of emotion, so she not even thinking that you can get in a lot of trouble. All she knows is that she's pissed. By the time she calmed down, y'all back talking, you calling her from jail, but at that point, it's too late. You done already caught another charge or a violation. So y'all be careful out there, fellas. But on another note, when it comes to these firearm charges, it's easy to say that he's stupid for being a felon in possession of a bunch of guns. The only thing I disagree with is these guys overly flashing guns in their videos or on social media, period, because as y'all see, the feds are watching. But as far as them having weapons, I understand that these guys have major beef, so it's only right they stay with it than get caught without it. Can't rely on police at all when it comes to protection. That just is what it is. But it's past possessing it for protection when you a known felon and having a damn gun all in your videos or on social media. Many guys get the misconception that you could just say they're props and you're good. Y'all see the videos where they say in the beginning, weapons used in this video are props. The answer this, who do y'all think y'all fooling? Right? Anyway, let's get into the video, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. If you want to watch the original video, I'll leave a link pinned in the comments so y'all can go check it out. But in the meantime, make sure you like, hype, and share the video so we can get into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
We're gonna be speaking on SleazyWorld Go being found guilty.
Crazy.
And now officially on his way to federal prison after posting over 30 guns as a convicted felon. When it comes,
Yo, you know what? I guess these guys, being that, you know, they see other rappers doing it, they assume that these other rappers are probably on probation or these other rappers are convicted felons when they're probably not. So you thinking that because these guys doing all type of gangster music and they're posting guns, not knowing that you can't be doing that because you're really a convicted felon. And if they watching, then they got you easily.
When it comes to felons posting guns, SleazyWorld Go would set the standard high, as his breakout song Sleazy Flow would feature 6 to 10 guns within the first 15 seconds. 62 million views later, you know damn well the feds have seen it. But the feds don't strike immediately. They let you post and post and post until Say Cheese posts how the ATF and Kansas City police found more than 30 publicly available social media posts spanning 2 years showing him holding firearms.
Crazy.
Section 922G being the United States Code prohibiting felons from possessing firearms or ammunition. Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty would even use the code in his song First Day Out after being released from the feds, rapping, "Out on papers with a 922G sitting on my counter, out on papers with a fully ARP sitting on the counter."
See what I'm saying? Why do that, right? You know what you're saying? Please rearrest me, right? Because what that does is now they saying, all right, well, he said he's out on papers and he got a firearm. Let's see how real it is. Let's see how much he's telling the truth in his raps. Let's go investigate. Now, I'm not saying this is what might bring a search warrant, but these days they can use anything to get a search warrant. And it seems like they've been using nothing but music videos and music lyrics to get these guys. So I could see them going to the judge and saying, look what he's saying. There's no more using, which is art. It's just lyrics. We see how far that got some of these guys. So who knows what would make it valid enough for them guys to get a search warrant to, let's say, search his house. It might come up with a firearm if they did.
Now, court documents would reveal the feds started investigating SleazyWorld Go way back in June of 2022. This would be 1 month before Lil Baby jumped on the Sleazy Flow remix, pushing the video to 149 million views. And looking back at his videos from that year, it's easy to see why the feds would be investigating. But records would show it was an anonymous tip to the ATF that set off a chain of reactions. Under federal pressure, SleazyWorld would have to swap blicks for finger pistols in a last-minute attempt to clean up his image. But the feds already saw enough. Diving into the federal paperwork of SleazyWorld Go, we can see his motion to suppress evidence, which would begin with, after receiving a tip, the ATF began investigating him for illegal firearm possession. On October 19, 2022, the ATF followed a brown Jeep Grand Cherokee with a large Trackhawk logo on its side. Agents recognized the Jeep as belonging.
See how crazy? Now look how crazy it is, right? These guys are in possession of felonies, and they got their same vehicles in their videos, making it easier for the feds to spot them. Right? And think about what he just said. They've been investigating him after his song basically blew up. He didn't even really get a chance to blow up like that. They was investigating him almost right after his song went viral, and they looked at the videos. He had a whole bunch of guns in there, and he got an anonymous tip. Clearly, whoever it was hating. Whoever it was hating. This man's song just went viral, 100-something million views with Little Baby on there. And next thing you know, they get a tip about some weapons and him being a felon in possession of these weapons. See, y'all better watch who y'all around, man.
Him due to its excessively dark window tint and a large red decal on the sides of the Jeep.
Right there.
According to the various documents disclosed to the defense, this tipster has been described as both an anonymous tipster and a confidential informant. Starting around approximately 1:45 p.m., surveillance parked at Split Log Ave and observed Mr. Isaac leave the townhouse and get into the Jeep. Another individual retrieved an AK-47 style rifle from a different black Jeep parked in the same parking lot and get into the Jeep driven by Mr. Isaac. The surveillance team would follow them to another location where they observed Mr. Isaac, aka SleazyWorld Go, enter into the home and then return to the Jeep, which then returned to the Coy Street townhome. Surveillance again set up along Split Log Ave to observe Mr. Isaac's activities. At some point during the afternoon, surveillance claims to have seen Mr. Isaac walking around the Jeep holding what looked like a Glock, with another item in his back pocket that appeared to be.
So basically, he thought this was Grand Theft Auto. These guys are in the street with these fight. Keep in mind, he's a convicted felon. So he's not supposed to have any firearms at all, no matter how you look at it. But yet, he's outside like this is Grand Theft Auto with it in his hand and one in his back pocket, just walking around freely. The feds started watching. They see this man literally playing with firearms like it's a toy, thinking it's a game.
So at this point, it's almost like SleazyWorld Go is, what do they call it on Fortnite? Emoting, where you just hold the gun and flip it around and do a little dance and twist it. He's got one Glock in his hand, another in his back pocket, for no absolute fucking reason. During this time period, Mr. Isaac's friends began arriving, some also armed with firearms. ATF then requested assistance from KCPD, Kansas City Police Department, to retrieve the firearms from the Jeep and detain Mr. Isaac. At approximately 6 p.m., KCKPD arrived at the Coy Street townhouse, and Mr. Isaac and his friends went into the townhouse as the officers arrived. Mr. Isaac attempted to talk to the police officers through the screen door of the townhouse. In his report, the officer claimed to see in the Jeep at least 2 rifle-style firearms sitting on the passenger seat.
Oh, man. I guess this is the same one that they already seen him tossing back and forth. So now you can't lie about it because clearly they got you on surveillance. But not only that, like I said, they thought it was GTA. They sitting around with rifles in the front seat of their car, not even hiding it. It's in the front seat. Keep in mind, he's a convicted felon. And I'm pretty sure whoever else is around him is convicted felons as well. But you see the problem? Just like they always say, watch the company you keep. Because even though they was watching Sleazy, the friends, whoever pulled up on him, now they're being watched as well. And they get arrested too because they're around somebody that's already being watched by the feds. So now it's either a conspiracy charge or you in it too.
One appeared to have a brown front handguard and the other looked to have a light-colored pistol grip. Approximately 1/2 hour after KCKPD arrived at the Coy Street townhouse, an ATF agent arrived at the parking lot and told the police that he had consulted with the AUSA in the Western District of Missouri, who determined probable cause existed to search the Jeep. That agent then asked Mr. Isaac to unlock the Jeep, and he refused. The ATF agent then broke the Jeep's driver's side window to open the car and recovered a Glock pistol that was equipped with a machine gun switch, 2 micro Draco pistols, and a Citizen's Armory AK type rifle that was later determined to be inoperable, meaning it didn't work. Mr. Isaac was not arrested on that day. The government applied for several search warrants to obtain the DNA of SleazyWorld Go regarding the events that took place. On August 23rd, 2023, he was charged by indictment with 1 count of possession of a machine gun for the Glock and 1 count of being a felon in possession of a firearm for the Glock and 2 micro Draco pistols. Now, this operation would be titled Operation Sleazyland, and social media posts from known SleazyWorld, Brotherland Gang, Sleazyland groups indicated that a possible associate of the group had been killed in a shooting the same day or day prior, which they believe was the reason for all of them being armed. And due to the presence of firearms in possession of a known convicted felon, the group's reputation for possessing narcotics and involvement in gun violence, it was determined that immediate action had to be taken. That and investigators knew that Joseph Isaac, aka SleazyWorld Go, was federally prohibited from possessing firearms due to a felony conviction stemming from a 2017 arrest in Michigan for robbery. Now, the Glock was identified as a Model 27 40 cal with a switch. The AK-styled rifle was a Citizen's Armory of Mexico, and 2 Romanian Dracos, a micro and a mini.
Now look, this is the same exact car he got in the video. So it's not hard at all for these guys to be tied into certain things where you got the same vehicle that you're using in the commission of a crime plastered all around your videos, right? So you can't say it's not yours. You can't say you don't know who vehicle it is. Where they got you on video and their surveillance going in and out the car, and then not to mention when they could watch whatever video you have in the vehicle with you getting in and out of it. So if they find weapons in that car, of course you're going to be the one that they pin it to.
This would be the track hawk identified during this investigation within these townhomes. You can see boarded up windows and doors. You can also see the smashed out window officers broke through to gain entry to the vehicle, in which they were able to recover these firearms. Wow. All 4 weapons can be seen here. The Glock with the switch on the floorboard, the AK styled pistols, rifles, etc. And all of the broken glass and glass shards from, again, using force to gain entry into the vehicle. And the ATF would be sure to note that all 4 of the aforementioned firearms were cleared by Special Agent Payne. He sounds like a bad motherfucker. Special Agent Payne observed that all 4 firearms had a live round of ammunition in each of their respective chambers, meaning all 4 of these guns were ready to be fired. A black and tan bag would also be discovered containing a box of live ammunition.
Sheesh.
So unfortunately,
so you know what that looked like, right? Whether this is true or not, what they can say is from their investigation, they determined that these guys were probably going on a drill or just came from a drill. You got all these weapons in the car. You got a whole book bag full of ammunition, and you don't want to open the car. And you got 10 on the car. We don't know what you did. We don't know what you was trying to do. But we can paint a picture like you're either going on a drill or you just left from one, because you got all the incentives needed for a drill.
You can blame the anonymous tipster, the confidential source, for notifying them of him having guns. But at the same time, all you have to do is look at how many music videos and pictures and posts he himself made with weapons. Now, his group, his gang, is known for gun violence in that area. One of their members was allegedly killed, and it put them on a high alert, them meaning the ATF, the feds, the police department, because they knew that there's either gonna be
yeah. Why you say it like that? Police department. It's department, man, not police department.
Be a revenge shooting, or they're just arming up waiting for the next attack. But they decided to swoop in before anything could happen. And this is an overwhelming amount of evidence. Now, SleazyWorld Go would do one of the most ballsiest things you can do when charged by the feds, and that is take it to trial. His verdict would be posted on the 13th, and it would state on count 1, possession of a machine gun, he would be found not guilty. On count 2, felon in possession of a firearm, he would be found guilty.
Now, this is why, right? If y'all questioning why wasn't he found guilty on the possession charge, is because technically it wasn't found in his possession, right? Either one of them could say, well, that's not my car, that's his car, that's his car, that's whoever car. But they did have him on surveillance where they seen him playing with the weapons. They just didn't find it on his person. So that's the difference.
For question 3, if you find the defendant Joseph Isaac guilty on count 2, check each firearm that you unanimously find that the defendant Joseph Isaac possessed. He was not found guilty of possessing the Glock 40 with a switch. He was found guilty of possessing the Micro Draco, but not the Mini Draco.
That's because that will be the weapon that they seen him on surveillance tossing back and forth. Now, you know what's crazy? If he would have never made that one move, they wouldn't be able to charge him with it because they wouldn't be able to prove it. I'm not talking about the videos. That's different. Once again, they could use that as art. Here's what a lot of people don't understand. It's not that they can solely convict you on that. What they can do is use the videos, music lyrics as leverage to an investigation. They're not just going to go into a whole investigation with that, but they can use it as leverage to prove a point about something else, right? And all you got to do is get the jury in your favor in their soul.
And did the jury unanimously agree to each answer? Yes. So this is interesting because a felon in possession under federal law, I believe, is up to 10 years, right? On average, the pleas can be anywhere from 3 to 5. You plea out, you get 3 to 5 years. He took it to trial. He beat the switch, the possession of a machine gun. He beat one of the other firearms and was convicted of only one. But now what's going to happen is he can be sentenced from anywhere probation all the way up to 10 years in federal prison. And in my opinion, based on his robbery conviction, on his history already, I feel he'll land anywhere between 5 to 7 years in federal prison. And with this type of offense and that type of history, it is more than likely he is going to go to a United States penitentiary. The deadliest, most structured facilities you can hit in federal prison. The USPs are the real penitentiaries. Race politics, gang politics, no fighting, all knives. And unfortunately, this is the consequence of doing things such as posting yourself with guns as a convicted felon.
Alright, so that's pretty much it. Shout out to him for the video. I don't usually react to too much of his videos, but he did make a few good points. One thing I would say about this is he was right about the sentencing guidelines. Being that he's already charged and been a convicted felon, they gotta go based on those guidelines as the feds, as that's what they do. So he's not gonna get 10 years. He could have just, like he said, got 3 to 5 if he would have took the plea. But that's how the feds work. They don't come asking you to take anything. They're telling you you're going to take this 3 or 5 years. If you don't, you go straight to trial. The good thing about him is he beat the main charges. However, he still got stuck with 1. The 1 is better than all 3. He does fall under the guidelines, being that he's a convicted felon already, where we might see him do, I want to say 5 or 7 years. I doubt he's going to do 10. Maybe if he would have got all 3 of them, but for just 1, he's already a convicted felon, he might get 5 years. And he might not, he probably do less than that. Who knows, man? Let's see what the sentences say come June. And let this be a lesson, like you said, man. Y'all stop posting firearms on social media. Stop doing anything that can incriminate you on social media. No, they can't use it to convict you wholeheartedly, but they can use it and leverage whatever they're trying to pin on you at the time. Where all you gotta do is convict a jury, and like you seen, they seen he was guilty on certain things that they were able to prove, and he was found guilty on that 1 charge. They let him off easy on the other 2, but he's definitely gonna have to serve some type of time in federal prison, man. So y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. How do y'all feel about this whole posting firearms on social media and incriminating yourself? Let us know in the comments, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. I'm out. Are you tired of a bunch of social media gurus promising you results with their course, but all they do is take a bunch of information off YouTube and Google, then sell it to you? Well, look no further. Our YouTube Tips and Tricks Masterclass course comes equipped with SEO tips and tricks, along with methods we use to growth hack our YouTube channel. It also includes step-by-step ways to publish your video before uploading to guarantee a great SEO score, therefore your videos can rank and be shown to a bigger audience. Views and subscribers don't come by luck, and just how YouTube have an algorithm, you should have one as well that can guarantee you results. We doing websites and softwares we personally use to generate money creating Faces YouTube channels. If you also would like to skip the process and just buy other pre-built accounts, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we also threw that in there for you too. We went through trial and error, so you don't have to. Click the link in the description or the comments and get started today.